He had just graduated from fucking high school. Mans was texting a 8th grader. Don't know, I just know I want to. Don't know, I just know I want you. It's dying on me. My mirror. But what can I do? Can I charge it? Hey, welcome. I sound atrocious right now. First, I've been sick for like 3 weeks now, but that's not even it. I put contacts on, and every time I put contacts on, I'm like, my nose is stuffy. I sound more sick than I actually am right now, so don't be worried about me. I'm okay. Wanted to like do like a makeup look. I don't really do that often or that much or ever, and see how I like it. I use the Mario Badescu spray. I use either the rose one or the cucumber one. I have been like really into looking at expiration dates. It says 24 months and I got this like years ago, but it still works. So yeah, I put that on before I put my moisturizer on because I feel like it makes my skin feel more dewy, and then I go in with the Olay this. Yeah, I rearranged my room. I might put out a video on my process. I don't know. I haven't started editing it, so I don't know if I like it or not. Stay tuned for that, I guess. Then I go in with the ponds. So I've been rearranging my room like this past week, and it's not finished yet. Like, it is finished, but like this part right here where my posters are, I'm gonna take off. If you guys seen my last room tour, my room looked completely different and has looked completely different for like a year now since that room tour, but I loved this this art wall. I mean, kind of like an art wall, like my poster wall, but for now I might switch it to another part of my room, or I might just archive that for now and put other things on my wall. I just want something different. Like, I don't need to keep up the same things, and if I want it back, I can. So I might just put like my art on this wall, like my canvases and stuff, to have them on display, because I just have them in a bag. But also some of my paintings aren't finished yet, so that's the thing.
My name is Carmen Winston.
So that's what's been going on. So obviously after I finished doing my moisturizing routine or whatever, I put some more Mario Badescu. I know I just used the rose one, but I like the cucumber one more for some reason. Even though to me it's like smells like saliva and like cucumber. Anyways, so I don't really know what makeup look I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna do something a little darker than I normally do. I do lighter colored things, like more so on my eyes, but we'll see how I progress in this. I have been thinking about middle school a lot, and a lot of shit happened to me in middle school. I've had the best time in middle school, to be honest. I had a better time in middle school than I did in high school, for sure, and that's the main reason why is because COVID happened during high school, so I kind of had to. I'm gonna move. Maybe this looks better if I do this. Does that look better? Yeah, I think so, right? Let me know if you guys like this one. I don't know, because then maybe this part. Maybe it looks better like that. COVID happened, so like obviously everything went to shit. But middle school was where it was at for me. Like, middle school was really fun for me. I had a lot of friends back then as well, and like I would go out more. And I just like, when I look back at my middle school years, I'm like, wow, like I had fun. That was a fun time. However, I was a little boy crazy. I don't want to sound like that, because like also I don't want to sound like I was, but like I was low-key, like for real. Me and my best friend were a little fucking boy crazy, and I feel like a lot of middle school girls are like that, like especially like you just came out of elementary school, like obviously you had little crushes here and there, but middle school, like that's where you're around relationships and you're around like people of the opposite sex more, and there's more of like tension there to date. And in elementary school, it's like, oh, like you both like each other, you guys aren't really gonna date, it's not something anything serious, and no one is pressuring or like thinking of it that serious, if that makes sense. Or at least for me, like that was my elementary school experience. So that was how my middle school experience was. However, like with me being impressionable, with this pressure of like kind of being in a relationship in middle school, like having your first, you kind of like, I don't know, like for me it was like, oh, like I liked a lot of kids my age, boys my age, whatever, but I also, and naturally so, liked guys that were older, like in high school and stuff. That's natural, that's fine, like to have crushes that are of older people, that's fine, but it's not fine when they reciprocate it or give you attention in that way when they're way fucking older, okay? So that's what I want. That's where I'm going with this. So in my years of middle school, there have been a lot of guys that were way older than me that I look back on and I'm like, oh shit, that was wrong. At the time, I didn't really think anything of it. Also, I think I'm done with my eyebrows. Wow, this eyebrow's fucked up. Just a little intermission here. My eyebrows fucked up on this side, and I'm really scared that I'm gonna fuck it up by doing what I'm about to do. But we're gonna do what I'm about to do. We're looking good. But then this side's all, this side looks better, and now this side's kind of like whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna fix it with concealer. Anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying? As I got older, I realized how fucking weird that is, and like very inappropriate it is, especially how old they were and how old I was, how young I was. Like, I'm talking about, like, I'm 13, like literally in middle school, and like fucking like juniors in high school and like seniors in high school would give me the time of day. And at the time I was like, damn, I gotta, like, I'm just so mature for my age. And of course, like, you're gonna think that, but no, you're fucking not. Like, I still think, oh, maybe I am mature for my age. I'm still not. Like, it's like all about perspective. Like, you think you are, but then when you grow older, you're like, we're still just a fucking dumbass little kid, you know what I mean? Doing dumbass things. For the younger audience, if you guys are watching, like yeah, you may think differently than like the people around you, and maybe that makes you think like, oh, I'm more mature, and maybe in some aspects you are compared to your age group, but that doesn't mean that you're as mature as like the people older than you, if that makes sense, you know? As of right now, I feel like, hold on, I need to lock in for this right now. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I finished my eyebrows. Oh fuck, I'm a mess, man. I'm a fucking mess. Finished my eyebrows. Sorry for that intermission. Second intermission of the fucking video. Well, I can't stay on topic when I'm doing my eyebrows, for real. So that's not my fault. What was I on about? What was I talking about? Like, if you compare yourself to the people around you, like in your age group, maybe you think things differently than the majority, but that does not mean that you exceed the same maturity as maybe someone a good amount of years older than you, or even a couple of years older than you. Because for real, I am in my second year of college, and when I was maybe a junior or a freshman, which is like a couple years ago, but still pretty far away, but still pretty recent, because I still remember that time, I'm like, wow, like, I used to think I was so mature at the time. No, I was not. I handled things in ways that I would not handle them today. Those that are younger, please just be advised that that's not, like, I know it probably maybe feels that way, but it's not true, and you will realize that once you are in the age group that you're comparing yourself to. Obviously, at that time, I used to think I was so much mature, and I would compare myself to those age groups, and what I'm trying to say is that no way was I ever as mature for them to ever to give me the time of day if they were calm, great people of society. When I was 13, 12, I was cringy, and I read back like text I've sent before, and I'm just like, bro, like, how did these guys give me the time of day? I was so cringy, and like, So like, woke. And not to say that that was fake or anything, but it was just like, you know, I was just a middle schooler. You know what I mean? Like, you could just see that from a mile away. So these guys that were like 17, 18, texting a 13-year-old, that's fucking jail. It's just like baffling to me, like how like that would happen. When I realized this when I was of the age groups of the people that I would talk to, like when I was like 17 or 18, I like literally realized like what the fuck, like this was the age group that these fucking guys were when they were talking to me. I have stepbrother and he is 13, like we're of that age group, we're up the age gap, and like he's really easy to talk to, like he's really chill, and I do think he's mature for his age in terms of like other 13-year-olds that I've interacted with. However, no, like I still see him as a kid, you know what I mean? And also, it's like I was chopped as fuck in middle school, you know, and that's not really a factor in terms of like anything, I feel, but it's still like, bro, like why are you trying to catch a case on a girl that wasn't even that cute and was cringy as fuck? But why are you trying to catch a case in general, to be honest? Because even if I was like beautiful, which I was, you know, I'm just talking, but like even if I was like fucking like drop dead gorgeous at that time, it's still like, it still would not make it right. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just being a little hard on myself. Regardless of how you look or whatever, like it's still wrong. Or how you act too. Because if I was not cringy and I was just like whatever, it's still that age thing does come to play. Why can't a 17-year-old find another 17-year-old to interact with? Why must it be a 13-year-old? That's my little rant. But I bring this up because I was thinking about a great amount of times that I had interacted with guys that were older, and amongst all these stories that I have, nothing ever bad happened to me. So I'm very, 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 very grateful for that. Obviously, there's like a power dynamic there, like you're older and you know better, so you could obviously take advantage of someone that is younger and does not know better. I'm grateful that like nothing ever happened. These experiences are just something that I want to talk about. They are lighthearted, like nothing really happened. But I just think back and I'm like, what the fuck? Like you were a bum. Like alright, I'm gonna get into it, but for real, like these guys were bums. Because if you can't find someone your fucking age or around your age to date or talk to, you're a bum. You know what I'm saying? Because like the people of your age group know that you're a bum. So that's why. I want to say 8th grade, but it might have been 7th grade. I'm not 1000% sure. Maybe it was 8th grade. I can't remember, but I had followed this guy on Instagram because I thought he was cute, whatever. I don't know how we started talking. Maybe he like started talking to me or I started talking to him. I don't know. Like who like DM them first. Now that I know these terms and I know what it was definitely a lot of love bombing. And we never dated, never were close to dating. I don't even think. It was just like texting. But I remember like I thought he was so like out of my league, or like wow, he's so cute. He had just graduated from fucking high school, or like he was a senior, like about to graduate. Man's was texting a 8th grader. Let's just put that into perspective for all you seniors out there. Would you ever fucking talk to a middle schooler, a 13-year-old? No, I hope not. I hope not. If you answer that question incorrectly, I will tell you to leave or listen up, because what the fuck are you doing? Anyways, I remember I sent him a picture of myself. Like it was like this Snapchat filter where you could like put yourself, like your face in multiple things. I don't know how to explain it, but if I can find the picture, I will insert it. But it was this picture. Amazon's Black Friday. I'd sent it to him, and he had made it into his like lock screen. And I remember thinking, oh my god, he fucking likes me, like whatever. We were talking for like I guess a while. I like this time period is very blurry to me. If you know me, I have like a really bad memory. when it comes to certain things, and this is one of them. But basically, we ended up meeting up with each other, which is one of the times that I've met up with someone that old at this time. It wasn't like a date, and that's the weird thing, but at the time I thought like this is a date, and I was so stoked. And like my plan was, since I was a middle schooler and my curfew was before my mom gets home from work, I basically like begged my mom to like let me sleep over at my best friend's house, so then I could stay out late and then I could just come to her house after. There was a train station by where I lived, and that train ran from Queens to Brooklyn, and it was like the first stop to Brooklyn. It was like Cypress or some shit. If you guys know, if you're local, you know. I took the train. We were to meet up at the train station. So got there, super fucking nervous, and he was there waiting for me. And I just remember us like hanging out at the train station for a little bit and then just walking around like his neighborhood. I did not go to his house. I don't know if at the time I had this thing where I was like, I'm not gonna go to his house. Because I knew like even though I was like, oh my god, this is so cool, I knew, a part of me knew like I don't want anything weird to happen. Because this is the first time I'm meeting the guy. I've never had anything like, I've never had an experience, any sort of experience, because I'm a fucking middle schooler. I think we did. Then he was like, oh, I need a cop. Like, one thing that intrigued me about him at the time was he was so into like, he was into like psychedelics basically, and like mainly tabs. And so I used to think like, wow, that's super cool. Like, I've always been interested in that, but at the time I was really interested in it. So not to do it specifically, but I was just interested in like that, you know. And so he would do it very frequently, which is another thing. Like, he was just a tweaker to me. Like, now looking back, I'm like, wow, this is the first time we're meeting up and you're for real gonna take me to go cop with you. He like told me he had to go do that, so I was like, okay, like, let's go. And it was in Southton, if you guys know where that is, in Jamaica. So, and my mom worked there at the time, around there. I realized that while we were there, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for you in the train station, because like I don't want to like risk being seen. And he was like, okay, bet. And like now looking back as well, like although every factor in this was wrong, I'm like over here like, bro, like, you for real gonna leave a girl you're talking to at Southton train station? Like, it's not the worst train station, but still. After that date, quote unquote, I basically like stopped talking to him. I felt like since he met me in real life, he knew that I was young. And I don't know, like, he definitely knew around the age I was, because I'm pretty sure he knew like that I was in middle school, like, but I didn't tell him exactly my age. And before I hear people being like,
you didn't tell him your age, so how was that his fault, or how was he to blame?
listen, just listen. I had stopped talking to him because I thought he knew. I was kind of like upset about it, but then like the next like week I was like talking to someone else. Then out of the blue I was like, I'm just gonna text him how old I am, just to get it out the way. And then if he still likes me, he still likes me, which is fucking insane. And I just texted him like, oh, I'm 13 or something. And then he left me on red, so I was like, okay, understandable, I get it. Then he hit me up like maybe like a week or two after that, and he was like, hey, and then like we basically talked like nothing ever happened. So that's like, so he saw that he knew my age now, right? And he still continued to talk to me. So I was like, okay, a win is a win. I was like, okay, I'm like, he doesn't care. That's great for me. And then we had plans to meet up another time, and it was like we were gonna paint at the park, and I had brought all my paint supplies, but I was smart. I was like, let me bring it to my friend's house who lived at the time right by that park. So I'm like, I'm gonna chill with her, and then once he's like telling me like, oh, he's there or whatever, then I'm gonna walk there. Like, we literally had fucking plans, and then he never brought them up. I don't think he even texted me that day. And then he did not post on his story, which this man would post on Snap all the fucking time. This was like maybe like 2018, 2019, early 2019, late 2018, like around that time. or maybe 2019, because it was definitely like in spring. I remember that because we were gonna go to the park. And when I first met up with him was like in December, like in the winter time. I remember it was really cold. Just never texted me, or didn't text me that day, even though we had set plans for that day. And I felt so sad about it. But I thought it was fishy because like he would always post on his Snap, you know? How I came to find out that he took me off his fucking like view list or some shit on Snap was okay, I don't remember exactly when did this happen. Like maybe this happened later or maybe this happened before this instance I'm telling you about. But I had posted my good friend Malvina, if you're watching this, maybe you remember this, I don't know. I had posted her on my Snap, and this motherfucker added her on Snap. I want to say this did happen before because I remember maybe I told her about it or like something, and then she was like, oh, but he did post, and like she showed me that he like his story, and then I checked on Snap and it didn't show that he had anything. So that's where it was like, yeah. So somehow, some way, I found out that he had blocked me from his story that day, because the day before, like I could see it, and then he blocked me from it that day when we were meant to hang out. This guy was playing me. And anyways, thank you for that, because I shouldn't, like, for real, like, we should have been talking anyways. But back to that friend, then he started texting her. She was the same age as me, and he fucking knew that, and he started texting her. And I was hurt by it at the time because I was like, bro, what the fuck? I wasn't really upset by my friend because I don't know. I don't really remember being upset with her. Looking back, like, for real, it wasn't that serious, but that was very, 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 very funny. That he did that shit to me. So yeah, I don't really remember how that story ended, but I just remember that was like the last time I tried to link with him. And yeah, so that was that story. I have many other stories actually to tell with other people, but that will be maybe another topic of another video. It's just like, it's crazy to me, like, this guy was a senior and he was talking to a 13-year-old. The beginning half, like when we first met up, it was like he didn't 100% know how old I was, but he knew I was on high school, you know? And then on top of that, like, after he did know my age, he still wanted to fuck with me. So really, he was a fucking creep, and he was a weirdo. And I hope he stopped that, because if he was like 18 and I was 13, I'm 19 now, about to be 20, and he would be maybe like 25. I'm not good at math, and I'm not really thinking about it that much. This is what I did with my eyeliner. If you can see, I kind of like it. I like the way it looks. I kind of want to do something to my eyelids though, but I don't really know what. For those of you who are perhaps younger, maybe in middle school, maybe in high school, my grooming, quote unquote, or like inappropriate relationships with people were mostly in middle school. Obviously can still happen in high school, like with way older people. And that's like something we really need to be careful with, because, or not even, like, all these things we have to be careful with, you know? But the older they get, the more scarier it is, I feel like, and thank God it never got to fucking old. Obviously we had situations on Kick and shit. So we for real, like, need to have more of a conversation about this. I feel like now, and like in the time that we have now, like, I feel like on social media there's more of like a discourse or like a conversation about these things, and like inappropriate like relationships and grooming is now like a part of our vocabulary, and like most people know what that is now. That wasn't really a word back then, or wasn't really like something I knew about. And like also another thing, like I knew that it was like, oh, he's older, you know what I mean? Like I knew that. I knew it was wrong, or like I knew it wasn't of the ordinary, because I was so like insecure about my age, and I was like, it would take me a while to tell the guys how old I was, but like 9 times out of 10 they would still continue talking to me. That's the part that it was like, you know, because it's like if they found out, oh, like if they found out later, then they're like, okay, peace out. But a lot of them didn't do that, so that's where it's like kind of like, you know, that's where it's like, I know you're a fucking weirdo. These things still happen, and like, as I keep bringing up, but I'm just very thankful that nothing traumatic ever happened to me, although it very well could have, you know. Okay. I don't know if that was, I really liked how this makeup look came out. I did a darker lip than I normally do. It was just a mixture of a bunch of lip liners because I don't really have a lot of lipsticks that are this color, but yeah. And then the eyeshadow, I do need to add glitter though. Let me add some fucking glitter because this isn't a makeup look without glitter. I love glitter. Even though it's microplastic, my boyfriend likes to remind me. That makes me sad, but I just love it so much. I feel like it adds a lot to your makeup. I don't know if you guys can tell now, but yeah, looks super cute. I might do this makeup look a lot more. I just wanted to try something different and a little bit darker because I normally don't gravitate towards darker makeup, but this looks good. I'm gonna do my hair last and then probably just chill on my bed and do some homework and maybe play maybe play a little bit of guitar. Who knows? I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me dump a lot of lore your way. And yeah, I hope I helped enlighten a lot of people. If you have similar experiences to me and you guys are comfortable with sharing, I'm always here to listen. If you guys want to hear more about these situations that I've been through, let me know and I will make some. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.